Hello, my name is Dan. I'm a motorcycle instructor. I've been teaching for about 4 years and I want to help you guys with your Module 1, your Module 2 and your CBTs. We have 3 Pillion questions. The first one, which I'm going to go through, is what adjustments would you make on your bike before carrying Pillion? Now, there are 6 answers to this question, 2 at the front of the bike and 4 at the back of the bike. Let's start at the front. So it's 2 things that rely on angle. Yeah, if you just remember that, and you're more likely to remember these things. First one being the mirrors. Okay, when you've got a Pillion, a heavier weight, your mirrors can start to face down, and you can also start to see the elbows of your Pillion in your mirrors, so you may have to adjust them out. The second one at the front is the headlights. So your headlight with the extra weight, now the beam is going to be facing up towards the sky, so you may have to adjust that. To adjust your headlight, all the fixings will be at the back of the headlight. If you're unsure of how to do that, please check your manual. It will change from bike to bike. At the back of the bike, we've got 4 things. Yeah, think about having a heavy weight on the back of the bike and what you would do. That normally helps, but they are: adjust your rear tire pressure. So you're going to add more air, more pressure into your rear tire to keep it inflated. You're going to potentially strengthen or harden the rear shock. Yeah, make it a much more sturdier rear shock to adjust towards that heavier weight. You're also going to adjust the rear foot pegs. Very simple one, but still it's an adjustment nevertheless. And then the final one is, this is more to consider rather than something that you're going to do every time, would be to adjust your chain. Now, if I'm going to ride from here to the shops, nobody cares, nobody is going to adjust their chain. If you're going to ride from here and you're going to go all the way to, I don't know, to South Africa, or you're going to go all the way to Edinburgh, then you may want to consider adjusting your chain. Carrying a Pillion or carrying a lot of weight for a long time, that could create excessive wear. Yeah? When your suspension compresses, your chain gets tighter, and that's why we'd loosen the chain over that longer period of time. How would it affect your bike carrying a Pillion? And for this there are 5 answers. The first one being braking. Yeah, when you brake, it's going to be a lot heavier. It's going to take you potentially a lot longer in order to brake. Now, the opposite of braking, acceleration. So that'd be the second one. Yeah, when you pull away, it's going to feel more like you're going uphill even when you're on a flat. The third answer would be slow speed control or balance. Yeah, when you're riding the bike below sort of 5-10 miles an hour, it's going to really feel like it wants to fall over with that extra weight, which is also higher up on the bike. The fourth answer would then be cornering at speed. Okay, so when we're doing now over 10 miles an hour, 20, 30, 40, 50, and we're going into corners, again, it's going to feel very different to being on your own. And then the fifth answer would be vision. When you look over your shoulder, you potentially could see your Pillion. When you look in your mirror, you could potentially see your Pillion rather than what you need to see. So, just to recap, the 5 answers would be accelerating, braking, riding slowly or balance, cornering at slow speed, and then cornering at faster speed, and then vision. So the last of the Pillion questions are probably the most important. This is probably one that you're going to use all the time, and one that the examiners will probably ask you most of the time, which is, what will you tell that Pillion before they get on the bike? Try and keep it simple, try and keep it general, and obviously try and keep it safe. So what are you going to tell them before they get on the bike? The main one, the most important one, is lean with me. Yeah? You don't want them to lean with the bike, you want them to lean with you. If you decide to do counterbalance, then you want them to go the same way you're leaning rather than the way that the bike is going. When you're actually physically doing that, make sure you take your time with that. Don't just chuck it into the first corner you see. Yeah, do take your time with that. So, lean with me. Tell them where to put their hands. Now, on each individual bike is going to be in different places, so keep it general. I'll tell them where to put their hands. Tell them where to put their feet. Yeah, they need to put their feet on the passenger pegs, and they need to keep their feet on the pegs all the time, even when stopped, until you tell them to get off. So tell them where to put their hands, tell them where to put their feet, to lean with you, how to communicate with you, communicate with other traffic, and to keep still. Also think about what they should be wearing. Yeah, make sure that the Pillion is obviously wearing a safety helmet. That's pretty standard. A motorcycle jacket, boots, gloves, trousers. You may have heard this phrase throughout this entire little video that I've made here, but do consider referring to your owner's manual. Yeah, all the information you need, whether you're talking about Pillion, whether you're talking about brake reservoirs, whether you're talking about your chain, all that information will be in your owner's manual. So if at any point you are unsure, if you didn't get all 6 of whatever the question is, or all 5, whatever the question is, if you say I would refer to my owner's manual, then obviously the information is there and you would do whatever that says.